Live from the NJ.com studio comes the only weekly TV podcast you'll need, where a lofty critic squares off with an obsessed superfan on everything from highbrow drama to lowbrow reality. The cocktail shaker is ready. Prepare for your TV hangover. Now, your hosts, Vicki Hyman and Erin Medley.
Welcome to TV Hangover. I am your host, Erin Medley, and I am here. Actually, I'm not here with Vicki Hyman because Vicki Hyman left me and went to LA for the TCA tour.
Specifically Pasadena.
Yes, not the same. At least it's not West Covina.
I would love to go to West Covina, and I would have loved to have seen Rachel Bloom, our winner for the Golden Globes. But the panel for Crazy Ex-Girlfriend happened the day of the Golden Globes, and she was like primping and getting all looked up, getting all looked nice for
Dolled up.
Sorry, dolled up. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's early here in Pasadena.
It is. It's 8 o'clock. Oh, it's so early.
It is. It's very early, and I got in very late for my X-Files premiere party,
which I'm sure you will tell us all about.
I'll tell you about the food. It was really good.
Okay. Well, if you haven't been following Vicki on Twitter, you should. She's at Vicki High, VICKIHY. I am at E_meds, and our show is at TV Hangover Show. Oh, by the way, we have an email address. It is tvhangovershow@NJ.com.
People are actually using it.
People are emailing us, and we're going to have a whole mailbag section because you guys are awesome, and you've sent us a few questions. Now, Vicki, I saw something on TV the other day, and I was like, where the heck did this come from? I had no idea it was happening.
I know what it is.
Are you
It's
sure?
Channing Tatum's hair. At the Golden Globes. Sorry.
Actually, not Channing Tatum's hair, although I do have questions about that as well. The swoop is real. It is previews for Madoff.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a mini-series coming to ABC in, February. And I had not heard of it before I saw these trailers.
I think I might have mentioned it in passing at one point in my writing. They didn't do a panel on it here, but they did give us a long preview, and it actually looks really good. A lot of times with these TV series, TV shows that it's a TV movie about real-life events, it tends to get a little Lifetime-y. I discussed that with the OJ thing on FX, but this one actually looks really good. Richard Dreyfuss, Blythe Danner plays his wife. I'm actually really excited for it, which I didn't expect to be.
I'm kind of excited for it, too. I love my true crime, even though there's no murder here. But I saw the preview, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that was coming, and I'm okay with it, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. So I can't wait to see it. Of course, there is no screener. I checked.
There's no screener yet, no.
Very upset about that. But as soon as one is available, I will be watching.
Hopefully there will be one. It's TV movies, so I don't know if there necessarily will be one. I'm hoping there will be.
So is it only one 2 hour?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a miniseries like the American Crime Story.
No, I think it's just a TV movie.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's fine. So let's get to our mailbag, a new segment here on TV Hangover because you guys sent us an email, or multiple emails. We want to give a shout out to Don in New Jersey because in true Jersey fashion, Don sent us an email to let us know that Ralph from, where was Ralph from? Pittsburgh was not the first person to email us, that Don was in fact the first person to email us, and we totally ignored his email. Well, Don from New Jersey, I'd like to let you know that we totally appreciate the Jersey attitude. However, it is our craptacular junk folder that is the culprit here. Not me or not Vicki. It wasn't producer Alyssa. It wasn't producer Anthony. It was the junk folder. We totes appreciate your email. So Don's question for us, Vicki, is, any predictions for the Critics' Choice Awards? I see that one of my favorite shows, You're the Worst, got 3 noms. Vicki, you're a critic.
I'm a critic who does not vote in the Critics' Choice Awards. I think that's broadcast. I don't really have any predictions. There's I did watch You're the Worst this season because I had heard a lot of really good things about it. When I heard that it moved over from FX to FXX, I was like, okay, that's kind of a death knell for it. But I have heard that it actually got better. I can't vouch for that because I didn't watch the first season, but I was very intrigued by the second season. And I think they are doing very good work there. One of the interesting plots is about the female character's name. I can't remember her struggle, very, very real struggle with depression, and how her boyfriend has been handling that and struggling with it. So I hope it does well. I'd really like to see more quirky comedies continue to do well, as opposed to, as much as I love Modern Family, I know you do too, continue to get all the love, which actually it didn't get at the Golden Globes.
It did not get any love at the Golden Globes, which we will talk about.
Okay, I'm sorry. We'll get to that later.
We will get to it. We will get to the Golden Globes in full detail shortly. We have another email question. This one is from Kitty Cat, or if you're on Twitter, at Kitty Bravo Fan. The question is, did you watch season 1 of Blind Spot? I think she means the first half of this season, because it is season 1. And will you be watching season 2 coming up in a few weeks? Also, will you be watching Grease Live at the end of this month? And do you have high expectations for it? So, I watched 4 episodes, maybe 5, of the first half of season 1 of Blind Spot. And I still have the second half of that first half on my DVR. I don't know if I'm going to watch. Vicki?
Well, I liked-ish the first episode I saw, and I dipped back into it, but I missed like an episode or two, and then I was sort of completely lost. And I'm a completist. I'm going to have to watch the whole thing, but I do not have time to watch Blind Spot. It was fine. There's a trend of, troubled, person who has amazing capabilities, who works with a detective to solve crimes, and I'm just really not interested in it. This one has a larger arc, which makes it more interesting than, say, Minority Report or Sleepy Hollow, but...
Did you get to the big reveal episode?
I don't know. There was a reveal on my episode. I don't know if it was the big one or not.
What was the reveal that you saw?
I can't even remember.
Wow.
Was it that it was it something to do with his sister?
Okay, yeah, you did get there. There's something weird where someone fell out of a tree and there was a scar, and then she has the scar.
Yeah, something like that.
That is where they lost me, and I was just like, all right, we're going down this path. So, thankfully, Vicki will one day complete this season 1, and then she can fill me in.
Or Kitty can write us back and tell us whether she thinks we should keep up with it, because she didn't say that.
That is true. So, at Kitty Bravo Fan, let us know. As far as Grease Live, we talked about this a few weeks ago. I am excited to watch it. Grease is my favorite movie of all time, not just my favorite movie musical. And, I'm interested to see what they're going to do. Of course, the entire cast showed up to what they were at was it the Golden Globes? They were at no. People's Choice Awards.
Oh.
All of the female cast members showed up in sort of coordinated outfits, and you saw Carly Rae Jepsen with her blunt bangs, and what's her name? Julianne Hough was like the Sandy, and it was a thing. But I'm gonna let it slide because it actually annoyed the crap out of me. I'm still excited for the show, though.
Well, I'm excited too. I was actually at the studios where they were filming, and I could hear them filming, but I was actually at the Supergirl thing next door. But I was like, ooh, and they were all dancing outside during the breaks. So they seemed to be very excited about it. And yes, I'm looking forward to it. I would much rather have seen a live musical of Grease 2 with Maxwell Caulfield taken out of retirement, taken out of the mothballs. And who starred in Grease 2?
Michelle Pfeiffer. That was a terrible movie.
I love that movie. So bad it was good.
Let me tell you, the best thing to come out of Grease 2 was Cool Rider.
I'm a cool ride. Oh my God, I loved that musical. It was awesome.
I think any episode of TV Hangover where Vicki sings is a good one.
Terribly.
Oh, wow, Yeah. So, Vicki, this past weekend on Sunday, my favorite award show, speaking of my favorite things, the Golden Globes happened. Now, I want to preface this by saying I don't have cable right now or regular TV. I'm watching everything online. And about 30 minutes before the show is to air, I sent a frantic tweet to Vicki saying, NBC is not live streaming the Golden Globes. Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to watch. And so I am very proud to say that I ventured onto the dark web.
Uh-oh. Which is a new show coming up on Showtime. Maybe you'll be on it next season. Go on.
The dark web. Yes. So I had to Google watch Golden Globes live, and everything that I clicked on, these darn media publishers, not that we are one, it was like a bait and switch. You'd click on it, and they'd say, oh, NBC's not live streaming it, so you can't watch online. I'm like, but your headline said how to watch online, so you're not helping me out here. I finally found a website. I was able to watch it online on some rando European website, but here's the thing, Vicki.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the straight, live feed from the show.
Well, that's great.
So anything that was beeped out for you guys on broadcast, I saw it. I saw it all.
That is wonderful, because there must have been 45 minutes of bleeped out stuff. It was so frustrating to watch, and I can't read lips. It was a problem for me.
No, every time someone cursed, when Jamie Alexander said something, she's a star Blind Spot, she said the S word or the F word, and then Amy Schumer came on and said the C word.
Really?
Yes.
All I heard about, all I was really interested in hearing about was the Ricky Gervais Mel Gibson thing. I know what he said now. I'm actually really surprised by that. That's kind of really out there, the word Amy Schumer used.
I am also surprised. A word that I have never, that word has never come out of my mouth ever. But it was the C word, and she certainly did say it. But overall, Vicki, what did you think of the show?
What I have to say, when I watch the shows, I'm doing a lot of stuff to cover at the same time, so I can't really appreciate it as much. I was very frustrated by the bleeping out of it. I didn't really feel there were any great comedic moments. I thought Ricky Gervais I know you love him, but it was just kind of sour throughout and not in a particularly funny or interesting way. I want to see Tina and Amy come back.
See, here's how I think that Ricky Gervais, the expectations were set so high for him that there was no way he would ever clear that bar. I know that I had high expectations. I didn't think he was terrible, but I definitely thought he was just as good as Amy and Tina were last year, because I didn't think they were that great last year. I think it was the same thing. Third year in a row, they were really funny the first 2 years, and then they came back the third year, and it was sort of meh.
Yeah. I didn't really like it, and I would love to see somebody else get the chance or have Tina and Amy come back. I didn't think he was trying, and it was just didn't like it. I didn't think his opening monologue was that funny.
Yeah.
And I was really frustrated by the bleeping.
Yeah, see, I didn't have that frustration. Also, the other moment that I caught, of course, we'll talk about the winners in the TV categories, but Sylvester Stallone won for Creed. Mm-hmm. And one of the big things that happened after he gave his acceptance speech is that people on Twitter were like, he didn't thank the director, Ryan Coogler. He didn't thank Newark's own Michael B. Jordan. He actually did thank them. What happened was he gave his speech. They went to a commercial break. And because I'm watching the live feed, as soon as the music stopped playing, he goes, oh, and by the way, oh my gosh, the director was so great, and Michael B. Jordan, I couldn't have done it without you. So he did say it to the room. It just didn't air on TV.
Yeah. I don't know. There's always somebody you're going to miss. There's not enough time. You're up there. I really do tend to give these people a break.
I give them a break, too. Also, they've been drinking. And I don't think anyone is drinking more than Taraji P. Henson.
Oh, I don't know. I think I tweeted out something like, is Taraji channeling Cookie, or does Cookie just channel Taraji? Who knows? That was great. No, you are going to let me talk.
Yes, I've waited 20 years for this. And she gave out cookies on her way to the stage.
I didn't see that.
You missed that. Yes, she handed out cookies to Lady Gaga, some other guy, and people in her immediate surroundings as she made her way to the stage. Cookies for everyone, she said.
Excellent.
And she won for lead actress in these categories are so weird. It's not like drama. It's lead actress in
I think it's drama, and then there's comedy or musical. And I can't imagine it was if she was in comedy musical. No,
it was drama.
Yeah.
So what else? I will say that I love the Golden Globes. I do think they're unpredictable. That's sort of what they hang their hat on. But I thought this year was like a what is going on kind of show where most of the people who won, no one had even heard of these shows or the people. And for me, in the TV categories at least, the show lost what little credibility it had left.
I don't know about that. I mean, the reason why I went with some of the things that I went with when we made our predictions, it wasn't necessarily I thought this should win or this shouldn't win. It was what I thought they would go for. And I think they're really trying to get out of the, if you give us $100,000 and take a selfie with us, we'll give you an award. And I think they're really trying to establish themselves as, oh, we are ahead of the curve, you know. And I think the things that I picked, while I really, really like them, represent that. We have Mr. Robot for Best Drama and Mozart in the Jungle for Best Comedy or Musical, both of which I have to say, again, in case you didn't hear it the first time, I picked. Erin?
Okay, Vicki is like on her high horse right now, but truth be told, we tied. So let's go through these real quick. Best performance by an actor in a television series, musical, or comedy. Vicki chose Aziz Ansari. I tried watching Master of None, by the way. I'm not into it. And I picked Jeffrey Tambor for Transparent, and we were both wrong.
Gail Garcia Bernal from Mozart in the Jungle, which I have to say, the only reason why I watched it, I might have said it last week, is because it got nominated for a Golden Globe, and I thought it was great. I got through the entire first season. I'm halfway through the second. It's very, very fast and awesome and cute and funny. I love it. I think it's great. And so by getting the Golden Globe nomination, it did exactly what the Golden Globe nomination is supposed to do, which is raise awareness. So go for it. I'm not going to talk about everything. I'm sorry, Erin's already given me the look.
You can raise awareness. It doesn't mean that those shows need to win.
I'm not saying it needs to win. I'm saying that, you know, the Golden Globe winning the Golden Globe means that more people are aware of it, and it will get more viewers.
All right. For best performance by an actress in a supporting role in a series, limited series, or motion picture made for television, we had Vicki choosing Regina King, and I chose Judith Light. And we were both wrong. It went to More Tyranny of the Affair.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking about picking her, but I was like, I just can't. I hate that show so much. Sorry.
I love it.
She is the best thing about it.
I can agree with that. Yeah. I can agree with that. For best performance by an actor in a supporting role in a series, limited series, or motion picture made for television, Vicki chose Ben Mendelsohn for Bloodline. I chose Christian Slater for Mr. Robot, which Vicki said, why would they give it to him? And I said, because he's finally on a show that hasn't been canceled, and look who won.
I will give you credit for that. I mean, obviously, he won. I really feel that was a case that that was the biggest shocker that I've made, because Ben gave such a better performance than Christian Slater does. I don't even think Christian Slater's part was that great a part. But, you know, he's Christian Slater, fine, give it to him.
I agree. He's Christian Slater on a show that hasn't been canceled. That's the key. Best television series drama. I chose Game of Thrones. Vicki chose Mr. Robot. Vicki was victorious.
Yes.
I thought Mr. Robot was a decent show. It was definitely different for USA, and I can't hate on it for winning.
No, it was great. I wish that Colony, which premieres tomorrow on USA, was, you know, a quarter as good.
And that's the one with Josh
Holloway.
Holloway from Lost. Oh boy,
it was Mika Sawyer from Lost. Yes,
it's a little awkward since I can see that you're in your bed. And
I'm in my bed.
I'm just saying.
I'm leaning back.
Best performance by an actress in a television series drama. We just talked about that. Taraji P. Henson won. Vicki and I both chose her. So now we are tied. Oh no, wait. Yeah, we are tied 2-2. Taraji, I mean, of course, was going to be the clear winner, knowing everything we know about the Hollywood Foreign Press Association.
Yes.
Best performance by an actor in a television series drama. Vicki chose Rami Malek of Mr. Robot, My TV Boyfriend. And I chose John Hamm of Mad Men, knowing that it was his last year, and he just won the Emmy, and he was going to win. And who won, Vicki?
You won because the Hollywood Foreign Press wanted a selfie with John Hamm and not Rami Malek. So, ridiculous.
What? So that is 3 for me, 2 for you.
But keep going.
In the next category, Best Television Series, Musical or Comedy, Vicki chose Mozart in the Jungle. Woo-hoo! And I chose Veep, which should have been the clear winner. Yet it wasn't.
Yet it wasn't.
Mozart in the Jungle took that one, and I think people on Twitter were like, what the heck's a Mozart in the Jungle? No one has an idea.
It's awesome. Watch it, people.
Is it a comedy or a musical?
Oh, it's very much a comedy. I mean, there's no like musical numbers like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. They just play beautiful music occasionally. It's really not even that much music.
Okay, got it. And our final category here is Best Performance by an Actress in a Television Series, Musical or Comedy. Vicki selected Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I selected Gina Rodriguez. I had the right network, the wrong actress.
The wrong ingenue.
Yeah, won by Rachel Bloom from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. And I'd like to say that the faces in the crowd were priceless when she made her way to the stage and acted a fool. Because first people were like, I don't even know who this is. And two, she might be crazy.
No, I thought it was awesome. I thought she gave a great speech. I don't know. I mean, just the speed-talking speech was pretty... I just thought it was great. Happy to see her win. Didn't think it was going to happen because nobody watches the show.
But no, I tweeted that, and apparently people do watch the show,
yes.
As they let us know. So overall, we'd say it was a pretty meh version of the Golden Globes this year.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Even the fashion was not exciting.
The fashion was not exciting. Oh, I did have one question for you, Vicki. I don't watch American Horror Story. I don't know if you do, but Lady Gaga winning the award?
I think that was pure Hollywood Foreign Press wants a selfie with Lady Gaga. Pure. I mean, that's it. In that category, that was ridiculous.
Okay. I agree. I thought that was crazy. Vicki, you've been at the TCA press tour for almost a week at this point, living in a hotel in Pasadena. Lots of news coming out of there. Tell us what's going on. What panels have you attended? What new shows are coming? What's been announced? Everything. Give us the scoop.
Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Well, first, I wanted to talk a little about cancellations and renewals. Obviously, they make the final decision in May, but there's always an executive session before the panels for each network where they sort of talk about what they would really like to see, what they want to give a chance to, what doesn't have so much of a chance. And the big news out of CBS yesterday was The Good Wife, because they announced that Robert and Michelle King, who are the power couple behind it, are leaving the show after 7 seasons. They had 7 seasons of storytelling behind it. They've got another show coming up. What's going to happen to it? And the CBS chief actually was like, well, we've got a deep bench of writers, and that does not necessarily mean the show is going to end. The ratings are not that great, but he did not indicate that, okay, it's over now. And shows can certainly survive the departure of showrunners. Sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't. I mean, I watched The Good Wife, and I think that the knowledge and history that the Kings have with these characters is going to be something that will be sorely missed, even if they do have, a bench of good writers. I just don't think the show can maintain its level of quality or in-depth storytelling. If you watch The Good Wife, you know that this season they brought back a storyline that was like 4 seasons old, like a Easter egg that was just sort of dropped out of nowhere that you thought would never come back up again, and it did, and it was sort of the bombshell as we went into the winter finale. But I don't know. I think this should just be the last season. They had an excellent season 5. I don't know why, they want to ruin it by going into season 8 without the show's creators.
Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls. The CBS chief was actually very high on Madam Secretary, which gets only slightly better ratings than The Good Wife, so good news for Tata Leone. And Person of Interest, which is apparently still a show. J.J. Abrams, what?
But wait, speaking of Person of Interest, do you know who was on that show?
Michael Emerson and Jim Caviezel, what?
Taraji P. Henson was on that show.
Was she? Oh, that's right. Oh, my God. Yes. Yeah, well, it survived the departure of Taraji P. Henson, but apparently not much longer. J.J. Abrams had said at a Hulu panel earlier in the week that he thought this was going to be the last one. The CBS chief was not willing to say that. Over on ABC, Castle, the contracts are being renegotiated. And the chief actually said, we're looking to see where it could go if one or both of them leave. And I'm like, that's ridiculous.
It can go to the TV heaven in the sky. Like, how are you going to have a show called Castle without Castle?
I don't know. That sounded ridiculous. CW's champions Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, but again, such low ratings. over at Showtime, meanwhile, Shameless was definitely renewed for another season beyond the one that just started, and it looks like this may be the last season of episodes.
Oh, that's still on?
Oh, I love Episodes. Episodes is awesome. It's
Wait,
so
is that
funny.
the Matt LeBlanc show?
Yes, it is, with these two absolutely charming English writers who don't know what they're doing in Hollywood. It's great. Really should watch it.
Oh.
And then at the panels, what they do is they present shows. They'll show an extended trailer, and then they'll have a panel with the showrunners and the stars. Some of them are short-term shows that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. Some of them are medium. Some of them are like for the summer. And of the more interesting ones that we'll be talking about coming up, the ones that looked good before and still look good after I saw the panels are Vinyl, which is HBO show, and 11/22/63, which is based on the Stephen King speculative fiction, Let's Try to Stop the Assassination of JFK story. Very good, despite the fact that James Franco was in it. I still think Legends of...
Poor James Franco.
I still think Legends of Tomorrow looks terrible, even after seeing the panel. I need to watch another episode of that before I make a final decision. And the one show which I wasn't really on my radar, but now I'm really excited about is London Spy, which I believe is BBC America, which is sort of looks like an indie mystery thriller with Charlotte Rampling. It looks amazing. It's January 21st. Things that you probably haven't heard so much about that are coming up. You're going to hear all the way a lot at the Emmys later this year. That is the Bryan Cranston LBJ biopic about passing the Civil Rights Act, other landmark things he's done. It was based on the Broadway play that ran and that he won the Tony for, actually.
Wait, is Kerry Washington in that?
No, that is the next one, the Anita Hill story, which we definitely have to watch. That actually looks pretty juicy. And Wendell Pierce plays Bunk from The Wire, plays Clarence Thomas.
What network is that on?
That's on HBO.
Oh, when is that coming out?
April.
Oh, we have to wait until April?
Yes, yeah. I mean, I would love to see Kerry. Can I say something that's probably going to be like blasphemous? I don't think Kerry Washington is that good an actress. I really don't.
I agree with you.
I feel so bad for saying it because everybody loves her so much. I think she's gorgeous. I don't think that her character on Scandal allows her to show much range. But then I saw her recently in I saw her. I was watching the original Fantastic Four, which she was in, and she's just terrible in it. Oh my god!
Have you ever seen Save the Last Dance?
No, I have not.
Watch Save the Last Dance with Julia Stiles and some guy who just didn't make it. Kerry Washington plays the best friend. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. I will check it out. Yeah. I think Anita Hill will look good for entertainment purposes. Hulu has what looks to be like a really great show called The Path about a cult that is not Scientology, which they made a point to say. It stars Hugh Dancy, who I will watch in anything, and the woman who always plays the wife, Michelle Monaghan, and somebody else who I can't remember plays. Oh, Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad plays her husband. It looks actually very good.
Wait, so it's not about Scientology, but is it Scientology-esque?
It is Scientology. Well, I mean, it's not I don't think it's as huge a cult, as big a moneymaker, as global as Scientology is, but it seems to be doing pretty well for itself. And there's a lot of dark secrets and that sort of thing. Looks very good. Quick shout out to AMC's The Night Manager, which is a miniseries with Hugh Laurie as a arms dealer, and they said many times during the panel, the worst man in the world. And Tom Hiddleston, which I know there's a lot of Tom Hiddleston love out there, plays a guy who goes undercover to take him down. Looks very good. And long term, so we're talking late spring, this summer, two things I wanted to talk about. One is Roadies. Cameron Crowe is doing a show, very Almost Famous-esque, except about the lives of roadies following a particular band. I'm actually wearing the T-shirt right now. You can't see it from the band, the fake band. And it looks really good. It stars Luke Wilson, who I think is the underrated Wilson brother, and Carla Gugino, who is just awesome. What, Erin, you want to say something?
I do. I want to say he's the underrated and most attractive.
I might give you that, too, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Owen Wilson's also attractive, but Luke Wilson's pretty hot.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's, I saw the premiere. It's one of these hour-long comedy dramedy things, which, at first I was like, oh, an hour long, because it was like 11 o'clock at night already, and I was going to be interviewing Winnie Holtzman from My So-Called Life the next day, which I was very excited about. She was a lovely interview. So I watched it, but I enjoyed it very much. I'd like to see one more episode. Oh my God, I almost gave Winnie Holtzman a heart attack because one of the questions I asked her, I'd seen one episode which takes place, one day of a concert in New Orleans, and I didn't really know how the show was going to be structured from there on. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. In the other episodes, what did you do? And she's like, oh, no, I'm writing the second episode right now. And I must have had this horrified look on my face because the show's coming out, in a couple of months, and she's writing the second episode.
Oh, my goodness.
And she was like, oh, my God, I know. I have to get back to writing.
Interview over. Gotta go.
And the other show, which is people are going to be talking about, let's put it that way, is Preacher, which I believe is on AMC in May, and it's apparently Seth Rogen's passion project based on a very blasphemous, they gave us a copy of the actual graphic novel, and it's very disturbing, about a preacher with a criminal past who decides to sort of embrace, I can't even explain what it's about. He also gets taken over by some sort of weird cosmic spirit, and he's got a sidekick who is a sort of devil vampire. It's crazy. We saw the hour-long episode premiere. It is crazy stuff in there. Crazy. People will be talking about it. Can't really say whether it's good or not.
But people will talk about it.
People will talk about it, yeah.
So Vicki, to wrap up our TCA conversation, I want to do a speed round with you. I have a couple questions. You need to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. It doesn't have to be one word, but it needs to be the first thing. I want no hesitation.
Oh, my God.
Are you ready?
You didn't tell me about this. Okay.
All right. In one word, even though I just said no one word, describe Priyanka Chopra's hair.
Angelic. I wanted to eat it. I don't know. She was so beautiful and also so pleasant and nice to talk to, which is sometimes the case with stars at these things, sometimes not. Sometimes they just can't wait to get away from you. But she's like, girlfriend. And she didn't say that, but that was her attitude. She's like, gets into her seat as she turns to me, puts her hand on my knee. I mean, you don't mind if I take my shoes off? Her Manolo Blahnik. No, her Christian Louboutins. Oh my God. Gorgeous. Very sweet. Has no idea what's going on in Quantico either, which I was very happy to hear.
That was going to be my next question. Who's
Sorry.
the caller?
She doesn't know. She doesn't know. They're only 2 episodes behind us. And I said, one thing we do in our podcast is every week we discuss who is the person. She's like, we do that too. They have no idea.
Oh, good. At least we're in good company. Okay. Next question is, who is the biggest celebrity that you met? Most famous person?
Morgan Freeman.
How was that?
It was awesome. It was really funny. We went to a James Corden taping, and he was, which you could see me on TV for 2 seconds. And he was one of the guests, and then afterwards there was a little cocktail party, and I ate my weight in canapes. And he was there, and I'm working on a story that he's doing a National Geographic series called In Search of God that he executive produced and is, of course, narrating. And I wanted to talk to him about it. And, he gave a good interview and everything. But, okay, my son is a huge fan of Morgan Freeman. He just loves Morgan, loves his voice, whatever. And I was dying to ask Morgan Freeman to say into my recorder, Theo, stop playing Civilization 5 and do your homework so I could play it for Theo, whatever. It was coming from Morgan Freeman. I did not.
Did you do it?
No, unprofessional. Would it not be unprofessional?
No, you would say, I just need you to say this one phrase for me. I'm not giving you a reason, but just say this.
I actually could have asked him just to say Theo because I think Theo means God. So, you know what? God is in whatever it is, Theo, and he would have been like, Theo, or however he says.
Hello, Vicki.
I know.
It's your opportunity. All right, next question. What was the single best meal?
Oh, I have that.
Tell me.
Last night at the X-Files party, oh my God, I had I mean, and I was actually looking at my stomach this morning going, oh my God, you should not have done that. It was, I think, pumpkin beet ravioli with like some sort of horseradish sauce with these amazing mashed potatoes. You know, I'm mostly vegetarian. Oh my God, it was so incredibly good. It was incredible.
All right.
2 full helpings.
I believe you. Vicki's going to come back like 10 pounds heavier.
Yes, which I already shouldn't.
It's fine. Best panel.
Oh, I would say the most entertaining panel had to have been the vinyl panel because you had Bobby Cannavale, who stars in it, and the different stars up in the front. And then on satellite, you had Martin Scorsese and Mick Jagger. And Martin Scorsese basically slept through much of the panel because everybody in the room got all fanboy and fangirl on Mick Jagger and was asking him the most ridiculous questions. And Mick Jagger clearly could not give a crap. I mean, at one point, one of the reporters asked him, Mr. Jagger, I mean, people say that rock is dead. Do you think that vinyl is going to bring rock back into the mainstream after, the hip-hop movement? And Mick Jagger's like, I don't know. And the guy tried asking him again. He's like, I don't know. Just like he could not care. And then finally somebody had a question for Martin Scorsese, and he's like, Mr. Scorsese, hello? And he's like, oh, hi, hello. And then everybody in the panel looked bored out of their minds because nobody was asking the actual panel that was there any questions.
Oh, I would have enjoyed that. All right, final question. Jerkiest celeb.
Oh, I didn't really have any experience with any jerky celebs, I have to say. I had a bunch of celebrities who have passed me by in the hallway, and they look very important. And Phyllis Lee Huffman in the bathroom, who they don't even look. I mean, like, they just don't even look at you. They're just like, their eyes are on the prize. They don't see anybody around them. But I mean, like, whatever. They're celebrities. I'm not gonna give them any grief for that. But yes, I ran into Felicity Huffman in the bathroom.
Wow,
she was going out.
And you love that show, American Crime.
I do love that show. And I talked to John Ridley, who was quite lovely, and I did not call him John Singleton.
I cannot believe that you interviewed John Ridley after the whole John Ridley, John Singleton debacle of 2015 or whatever the heck that happened.
Yeah, it was a good interview. I'll write that up soon. I have all these like on my voice recorder. I have all these interviews with like famous names on it, like Priyanka. Well, actually, John Ridley isn't that exciting. Anyway, well, and I had a lovely conversation with David Morse in the elevator. David Morse, who you may know from many things, including the second season of True Detective, played the guy with the long hair, the father, the cult figure. He was also he's in The Outsiders coming up. And I actually told him, I ran into him in the elevator, and so it's not the same kind of, reporter, thing you have going on with the subject. And I was like, David Morse. He's like, hello. I loved you on St. Elsewhere. And he said, you can't possibly be old enough to remember St. Elsewhere.
Oh, well, so, I think we need to end on that high note right there.
New TV boyfriend because he's 60 and he has extravagant facial hair. Therefore, I love him.
And he only thinks you're 25.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Of course. So, Vicki, I will be happy to have you back in the office next week where we'll do our 18th episode of the TV Hangover podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at TV Hangover Show and subscribe and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Spreaker. Vicki and I will be back together again, as we should be, like Laverne and Shirley.
Who's Laverne?
You're Laverne.
I'm of course. Of course.
Next Wednesday here on TV Hangover.